Okay, February 5th, 1937, FDR proposes increasing the size of the Supreme Court. He was accused of trying to pack the court. He had basically become unhappy that the 9 justices had found several of his New Deal policies unconstitutional. So what he proposed was that for every justice over the age of 70 that had been in the court for 10 or more years, he would appoint somebody else younger to help with the workload. His argument was that the laws had become complicated, the country is much bigger, that 9 justices couldn't do all the work. And so he was essentially proposing adding 6 justices to the Supreme Court, bringing it to a total of 15. The Constitution requires a Supreme Court, and the Judicial Act of 1789, which initially set up the Supreme Court, set the number at 6. Throughout our history, it's gone all the way up to 10 in 1863. And then 1866, the Senate was unhappy with Andrew Johnson, who'd become president when Lincoln was assassinated. And so they kept reducing the number so he could never appoint somebody to the Supreme Court. But in 1869, they set it at 9 justices, which is where it stood until 1937 when FDR attempted to change it and to increase the number to more friendly justices to his policies. So it has stood at 9 justices since 1869. But again, Congress can change that number anytime it wants. So that's what I have for you today. FDR attempts to pack the court in 1937.